Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriella, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about the media throughout the years. Media has not always been as complex as it is today. Many radio stations are less common. People have been using more streaming services on their iPhones and tablets and computers. So radio stations are a lot less common. And all music can most likely be streamed from multiple streaming services, including Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Pandora, etc. And Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime TV are a lot more popularized than traditional television stations are, and they're a lot more accessible. All these things are much more accessible to everyone, and this is a lot different than how it used to be in the past. Here's a timeline of important things that I think have shaped the current media today. In 1920, the first radio station was broadcasted in the United States. In 1927, the first television was invented. In 1973, the first handheld phone was debuted, which was a Motorola phone. It's like the big ones you see in the movies. In 1981, MTV was first aired on television in America, and this is a big deal because people weren't able to just Google music videos. They would have to catch it on MTV because the internet wasn't present back in the day. And in 2003, MySpace was created. And the reason why I included this is because MySpace was one of the first major social medias to take off, and people used it as like a blogging website. And a lot of social medias were based off of how MySpace was created. After interviewing my mother, we had talked about some of the important radio stations that she listened to and where she could get her radio or her records from. And I quote, "I bought my records from the store," which they don't really have that for you anymore. Record stores were big and fancy in San Jose and Santa Cruz County. And the reason why she brought up San Jose and Santa Cruz County is because that's where she grew up. And she also said, "Now it's exciting because you guys can get any type of radio, music, or exposure to not only from the internet, but from other streaming services. It was hard to get a good radio signal." It's interesting because she talks about how it was hard to get a good radio signal, but that's something I would take for granted because I could just play any song I want for my phone right now. So that's super interesting to think about. And she also talked about how her records were $10, and now that they are more of like a vintage find and they're not as common, they go for upwards of $20. It's important to recognize that the past inventions have shaped the technology and softwares that we use today. It's also super important to stay mindful because we have it a lot better than the past generations have had it. And communication is so much easier nowadays than it used to be. I hope you all have a better understanding on the media in the past and the present. And thank you so much for watching.